questions now that we're out of closed session, an open session for us to discuss?
The date for the retreat?
Thoughts? Why?
That's entirely up to council. Typically, we have done those on a Tuesday or a Thursday in times past.
Right.
I thought they were on Friday.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected. They absolutely have been done on Friday. It being under the governor's COVID orders, I don't know that we need to look at doing them off-site because of the limited access that we have available. We can, but it is going to make it logistically worse because of the governor's current COVID orders. We can have Plan A and Plan B if it is okay with council, and look at have Plan A off-site, and then Plan B here. But based off of what has been happening with the COVID in the last week, with us having record numbers with COVID, I do not see the governor reducing our restrictions anytime in the near future. So my recommendation is that we plan a retreat, understanding that we will be under the COVID restrictions is my opinion. But I will plan accordingly with staff and all those folks that we would need to be available for our retreat as your recommendations are.
I would, yeah, we've been doing that in State Park for the past several years, but, for a long time, it was done here.
Yes, sir.
So it's not something that we're pulling out of our hip pocket and doing for the first time. It's, and it also allows staff to come in when they're needed, and otherwise they can go right back out there on the other side of the door and get back to their jobs. Whereas when you're down at, at the State Park, it's a little bit more logistically, I won't say impossible, but it has a due hardship to it in that situation. So, and for other reasons, I've got no problem with us just this year meeting here in town. I think, to Doug's comment, I believe logistically, and with the COVID restrictions, which I agree probably still be in effect, I think this would be the best place to do it.
I think so, because
I guess one of the things that generally happens, I guess we're still in the indoors 10 is what we're supposed to be at. My question a little bit is around I like the fact that we have as many staff usually there as we can to talk through some of the issues. And so I know there are other municipalities who are doing it electronically. So I'm curious, people don't prefer, they want to see face-to-face, or you could have more staff there to talk through some of these issues without the constraints of in the room. I'm just tossing that out there, but it would be a Zoom or some other technology so you can have more conversation.
Well, I was just saying, the advantages here is that, they can be here when, it's appropriate for, when I say appropriate, I mean when it's necessary for them to be here for those discussions, but then they're not kind of relegated to staying down there longer. They can go right back if, or if we, for some reason, say, you can leave but come back, or we wish you to stay a while longer, we have that flexibility as well, but again, they can go back to work and, at least for part of the day, as opposed to maybe being relegated and spending all day down there, or most of the day. That was my thinking, but the Zoom thing, personally, I hope we can meet face to face on something like the winter retreat, so forth, is my personal opinion. I realize everybody's got their own thing with the pandemic, and I'm not minimalizing it whatsoever. I hope we can do, at least for the winter retreat, we can meet face to face, wherever we meet.
Oh, I have no qualms in meeting here. Actually, we can get more people in here and stay socially distanced than we could in those rooms down at the State Park.
Yeah, I mean, what's good about that is, say Emily and Paxton can come in here about Parks and Rec. We could talk to them, they could talk to us, but they're 2 seconds away if we need to re-ask them a question. Just one of the other things though, if we do meet here, I know in the past, I've only been to one, and the food was great, but everybody was serving themselves. We gotta look into packaged individual breakfast and lunch meals.
We would absolutely have them pre-packed and individually served.
And we can't have anybody, serving broccoli and beef. I mean.
Correct. Mr. Harris?
I think in here would be great, I mean, especially this year. It just doesn't need to make sense to kind of put all that effort into playing together when it's not likely to happen.
Okay, now choose the date.
So historically, actually, I thought it was in February, the timeframe.
Yes, sir.
So, I guess to give council's, staff some time, to think about, topics and so forth. Mid-February, either before or after, I think usually after the first meeting. But, open to any suggestions, you wanna do it first of the month or the end of the month?
Well, our meeting is February the 11th.
It's right in the middle of the month, kinda.
We've got the 19th and 26th, so Fridays afterwards at this point.
Right.
So how's the 19th?
Fine with me.
Good for me, sir.
19th? All right.
19th, the town hall.
Yes, sir.
Starting at 8.
Yes, ma'am. We'll have breakfast sandwiches ready.
My only other concern is we have one more council member that we probably should at least ask the question.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Pencil it in.
I agree wholeheartedly. We will check with her tomorrow as we confirm a couple logistical items for Thursday.
I was gonna say, you want me to send her a text?
I do not have her number, so that'd be great. But I'm going to talk to her tomorrow about some other things.
Okay.
I also sent you all an email reference some COVID things that was changed around here that went out to everybody. You all can review that tomorrow or this evening as well.
Anything else? All right, is there a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is made, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?